Christina Maria Gadar here with Open Access Pilates Archives, here to talk about the Pilates High Chair. Joseph Pilates made many types of high chairs throughout his career. For example, he made a high chair that had a seat back but did not have shovel handles. So in photos, he documented exercises like the pumping demi-point, holding on to the seat back for stability. He also made a high chair that had no seat back but did have shovel handles, so you could use the shovel handles for exercises traditionally done on the high chair, or you could even remove the shovel handles and work on the taller version of a wonded chair. There was yet another type of chair that he made that had no shovel handles. It did have a seat back, but attached to the seat back frame there were arm springs, and he used them for neck strengthening exercises and for arm strengthening exercises. So since there were no shovel handles, he could sit on the seat straddling the chair, attach the head strap to the springs, and lean out to do some neck exercises. He also did quite a few where he was seated on the chair. He pressed the pedal down with his feet, and then when using the head strap, he would lean out to engage the spring. And then when using the for arms, he also held the pedal down with his feet while doing exercises for individual fingers. And he also did a drill bag exercise where he kept the pedal down, working his lower extremities while working his upper extremities. So that was pretty neat. But the original high chair that I had the privilege of working on with Romana in New York City at Drago's gym was much like my Gratz High Chair. So it has the seat back, it has the shovel handles, and Romana kept these shovel handles in this configuration where the openings faced each other. There are two films that I have found thus far where Joe showed the handles turned differently. So I'm just going to share that really quickly before I show you some things with the handles like this. So when the openings of the handles were turned to face the student, he had one film with a young female dancer doing the press up bottom, where she pressed up and did the counter stretch with her arms like this. So not turned, but palms down. And then when she kept the openings facing her, she did the press up front like this, and then the counter stretch was like that. And that seems pretty interesting. He also documented in one other film the handles where they swiveled. So Eve Gentry did her press up front like this, as we have the handles right now, but then as she did the counter stretch, she swiveled the handles to open the chest. Someone like me would have to be very careful not to lock the elbows doing it that way. Now the point of today's video is to show you that while the handles are fixed, you have many options for hand positions. And that is how Joe documented using the high chair shovel handles most of the time. So I am going to use the example of the press up front to show you how you can change your hand positions. And these are all positions that were documented by Joe, either Joe himself, Romana, his student George Hoyningen-Huene, who was also his photographer for Return to Life, and an unknown student that he documented in an article photo where he was teaching her. So I'm going to show you different hand positions on these fixed handles. So I press onto the pedal facing the chair before turning around. So I'm going to show you how Romana did the press up front. She held the top of the handles. She did a mild counter stretch forward without completely straightening the arms. Joe added a little more of the upper back bend to his version. And then George Hoyningen-Huene, he went very slowly. He had also that upper back bend. And he changed his hand grips so that he could open his chest. Eve Gentry, like I mentioned before, had the handles like this for the press up. She went into a very deep back bend. She swiveled the handles, but you can just as easily do the counter stretch, pulsing the pelvis forward as she did. And lastly, the student Joe worked with for the article held the insides of the handles at the base. This is great for students who might be on the petite side. And also, even though I'm not petite, I do feel a sense of stability by holding the handles at the base. So there you have a variety of hand positions on fixed handles. So while Joe did document 2 instances where the handles were turned, most often they were like this, the way Romana kept her handles at Drago's gym, and the way I have them on my Gratz High Chair. So I hope this is useful information for you in your personal workout and or for teaching your clients. Thank you so much.